Shalom to everyone. The Sovereignty Movement is launching a series of Zoom meetings with public opinion shapers and makers and doers. And we have the privilege and honor now to have a meeting with former Knesset member Moshe Feiglin, Deputy Knesset Speaker, the head of Zehut and of the Zehut party. Shalom to you, Moshe.
Shalom Nadia, Shalom Yehudit.
We will start, where the purpose of the meetings and the Zoom meetings is to discuss what can be done for Israel to be victorious. What is victory in this war? That will be the first question.
Well, I can say it in three words in Hebrew. I'm not sure I can translate it in 3 words. The first thing that needs to be done is to flatten the Gaza Strip. So flat is number 1. Annex full Israeli sovereignty is number 2, and that will lead to full victory. Nothing less than that. Annex plus a total destruction of Gaza.
Carpet bomb, they call it.
Dresden, as the British did in Dresden, as the Americans did in Hiroshima. Nothing left. Nothing. Not a soul. Not upground and underground. Before the soldiers coming in. Not as they doing now, sending the soldiers to find the Hamasnik behind the skirt of his grandmother.
So flattening, carpet bombing, sovereignty equals victory.
Yes,
and the question then comes, how can this be done?
And then annexing the land. That plus that equal victory.
Victory.
That's
how can that be done with the American?
I'll say it in Hebrew.
Pressure?
I cannot hold myself and then
say
not
it
say it in Hebrew. לשטח פלוס לספח שווה ניצחון.
לנצח.
שווה לנצח. That's the נוסחה. That's
the formula.
That's the formula.
How do we do that, Moshe, with the American pressure, European pressure, Russian pressure? How can we reach those goals and that victory?
I don't know. We established the Israeli state in 1948 without any American aid against 5 Arab countries when we did not have nothing to fight with. No tanks and no airplanes almost. And we had an embargo, American embargo against us. And that situation basically remained until 1967. The greatest victory in 1967 in the 6-day war did not appear with an American aid. The Israeli airplanes were not American airplanes. They were French Mirages in 1967. So the only reason we're facing an American pressure is because we're inviting that pressure to come. America, we have to understand that America is functioning only according to its own interests. It has nothing to do with our beautiful Jewish eyes. They're not coming to save us. They have their own interests, and I respect their interests, but we have to work according to our interests. And the little Holocaust that we've seen in Simchat Torah at the 7th of October did not end with a horrible revenge that we had to take these Nazi Arabs, these Gaza people. And we have to remember that just as Churchill explained his people in World War II, that there is no innocent German in Dresden or anywhere else. And just as the Americans understood that there is no innocent Japanese in Hiroshima or Nagasaki, there is no innocent Arab in Gaza. Women, children, Elder, there is no innocent Arab in Gaza. If there will be one Arab left in Gaza, we lost. That's what it means. And the fact that we still did not understand that, and I blame for that the Prime Minister Netanyahu, that waited good few weeks until that conscience disappeared, and we back to the old rules and the old concepts that we fought all the conflicts that we had in Gaza before. The fact that we did not did to those Arabs exactly what I said before: level the place and send them all on their merry way to the Egypt border. The fact that we did not do this caused three things. First of all, all our enemies, all the circles of our enemies, the closer and the most inside Arab enemies in Israel, the enemy, the circle around us, the Hezbollah, the Houthim in Yemen, of course, the Hamas itself, Arabs in Judea and Samaria, until Iran, all the circles lost any fear from us, just waiting to do the same as they did in Be'eri and Nachal Oz, anywhere else in Israel. So that's the first thing we lost, the fear. The second thing we lost is, and we lost it because of the stupidity of the Israeli leadership to open the gates of Israel to foreign soldiers, inviting the American soldiers to come to protect us. The basic strategic of Israel all the years, from 48 till now, always said, and everybody knew that, it was declared by all the Israeli leaders, left and right, all the years, only Israeli soldiers will defend Israel. Once you opening the doors to a foreign superpower to come and take care of you, you know how it starts. Unfortunately, we know exactly how it ends. Remember the famous pictures of the last boat that's leaving Hanoi, Vietnam, how they throw the helicopters to let some refugees get on the boat. Remember the scene, not from so far ago, a long time ago, when the last American plane leaves Afghanistan and they're running after the airplane. You want Israel to be like this? Open the gates for our beautiful friends, America. The minute their interest will change, they will not be here, and they will leave and leave you here stripped from the ability to protect yourself. So that stupidity, idiotism of Netanyahu makes me crazy. And maybe the worst thing that happened, and that's number three, and I said it immediately at day one. If we don't take this horrible revenge immediately, the position of every Jew in the world will become again the position of the Jews after the Kristallnacht and before the Holocaust. The Jew will lose everywhere in the world, in New York, in London. The Jew will lose his right to exist in the world, his right to breathe air. It works exactly the opposite. We thought, this stupid leadership that we have, that if we'll show those pictures to the world, they will love us. Exactly the opposite. We showed those kind of we should show their bodies, not our bodies. And unfortunately, it happens now. We see it after 3 weeks like this. the anti-Semitism all over the world rises like crazy. There is good news also. We're going to face here aliyah, immigration, Jewish immigration of millions. I'm telling you, millions Jews gonna run here now to Israel.
So after we flatten and we apply sovereignty, many people are asking us, because you know that we are also promoting, of course, a return of Israeli sovereignty to Gaza. People ask us, what's going to be with the Arabs who are, not everybody is going to be killed. So what's going to happen to the Arabs of Gaza?
They look.
And how do we do it?
For over 20 years, I published a wonderful plan with the real numbers, by the way. They are much less than what they say, but it doesn't matter. Just in the last year, 200 and the numbers I'm giving out were reported in channel 12 in the main Israeli media. It's not everybody knows that. Just in the last year, over 200 Arabs left Gaza.
200,000, you mean?
200,000. Thank you. Left Gaza. That's more than 10% in 1 year.
They want to leave.
If Israel wanted to solve the problem, it could have been behind us long time ago. We didn't want to solve the problem. We want the Arabs here. The whole concept of Oslo was not about peace, as they say. Professor Dr. Ron Pundak, the architect of Oslo, said Oslo was not about peace. Oslo was about Israelism of Israel instead of Judaism of Israel. So they used what they call the peace process in order to achieve a victory at the inner identity conflict between the Jewish identity and the Israeli identity of Israel. It's all about identity. It's not about peace. It's not about security. If he wanted to solve the problem, as I said now, we could help them achieve their goal and leave slowly. We could give a 500,000 shekel to each chamula, big family, to go. It would have cost us much less than what it cost us the other way. So there was a solution. But now, after the 7th of October, we lost the ability to go according to that direction, because now we need a revenge. And I'm talking about a revenge that your question, what to do with those Arabs, will not be relevant anymore after that revenge. That kind of revenge. And as I said, whoever survived this Dresden that we should do from Gaza, and after what they did at the 7th of October, please don't talk to me about any war rules. Please don't mention any moral or humanity over here, okay?
Moshe.
No Japanese landed in the seashore of New York and did what they did less than a month ago in Israel. And look what America did to them. And the same thing with England, in Dresden, and other cities. Okay? So please, don't talk to me about moral. Okay? I'm talking about Jewish moral. The Jewish moral is that whoever is left, about 1 million citizens of Gaza, don't talk to me, but I don't want to hear the word Hamas. The enemy is Gaza. The people of Gaza are the enemy. Whoever is left from them should run to Egypt. And even if the Egyptian soldiers will shoot some of them, they will run there because they'll have nothing to drink, nothing to eat, no home to go back to. And then the whole world from the seashore of El Arish can take them if they want. That's the solution. And we should have been there already at that point. And if we need to lower the standard of life for a while because we won't be able to go to have a vacation in London and to shop in Marks and Spencer, so that's what we should do. Because if we don't do this, no one will go back to live in Be'eri.
That's true.
And we'll become a big ghetto here waiting for the last hit. And we need to leave our kids and all the olim that's going to come here, and Israel that stands for itself and flourish and can protect itself in this neighborhood, crazy neighborhood where we live. That's the only language that they understand.
Moshe, with the current leadership that is in existence now, and that's what we are with, or as we can say, maybe that's what we're stuck with. It doesn't seem that what you say, that everything is going to be implemented. So how do you see what's going to be, and how do you, b'chol zot, as we say, anyway, can give us an optimistic message?
Look, I know very well I'm not disconnected from reality, Nadia.
I know.
I know that nothing of what I said is going to be will be implemented, as you said, not by Bibi, but definitely not by others, not by Gantz or anyone else, for sure, of course not. So we, the faithful people, the people that connected to our identity and to the message of Judaism, the people that connect to our Father in heaven, to God, should take over. And we can take over, and we must take over. We have to replace this whole layer of leadership, military leadership, top leadership, and political top leadership. We have to replace all of them the minute that we'll have a window of opportunity to do so. And I'm telling you, Nadia, that we can do this. We definitely can, if we'll only start wish for it, believe in ourselves. We cannot lean. If there's something we should learn, is we cannot lean anymore on leadership that is not connected to the concept of Netzach Israel. How do I translate it? The infinity of Israel? I don't know how to
Netzach Israel is fine.
Netzach Israel. If you're not connected to that, and I'm sorry to say so, but Bibi is not connected to that, okay? If you think that having a secular right leadership is enough, or even a leader with a yarmulke, but basically give up for the old concepts and the old conscience, like Bennett, which is even worse. If you give up on that, and now you will replace BB1 with BB2 and BB3, you'll get the same. And I'm screaming this for almost 30 years, Nadia. You know that.
We know that.
Okay, you know that. So what we try to develop peacefully, nicely, got to the point where now we got it straight to our face. There's no one else. No one will do what needs to be done without this big backbone of faith.
The message is clear. Just finish your very important and strong words with b'chol zot, as you did in the Hebrew Zoom.
אני רוצה לשאול שאלה בעברית. משה, בן גוריון היה מחובר לנצח ישראל?
מי?
Wait.
בן גוריון.
It's important what
I'm translating what Yehudit is asking. Yehudit is asking Moshe, was Ben Gurion connected to Netzach Israel?
Okay, it's a very good question, Yehudit. Look, we definitely had a period of time, short period of time in Jewish history, when the people of Israel needed a shock to take them out of exile. You can say the minister of history, God, okay, used here during those years of the first years of Zionism, Herzl, the first aliyot Aliyah Shniya, Shlishit, during the 30s and 40s, the Palmach, the Ben Gurion, as you said, the socialism, there was here tremendous energies, secular energies, against Judaism, that when we're looking backwards, we understand that we need, and that the people of the history of Israel needed those energies.
What?
It needed those energies, secular energies. Okay.
We're gonna have to finish.
Okay, I'll just finish that.
You'll just finish that.
Those energies to disconnect themselves from the Galut mentality and create Israel. We understand that. But those energies served our history for a short while and disappeared. They do not exist anymore. And in order to continue building the Jewish sovereignty in Israel, we have to lean it now on faithful foundations, otherwise will disappear. And to finish our this interview in an optimistic way, Nadia, as horrible as it sounds, we can see that God wraps the new stage in the Jewish Geula, redemption, with horrible things. It's not the first time. Horrible, things that happens to us. But look, millions of Jews are going to come now. There's no doubt about it. And the mind is open now to new concepts as we're talking now. And I have no doubt that we're facing an amazing, beautiful, wonderful new stage in Jewish history. So from the despair and the horrible events that we passed, something wonderful going to rise. I have no doubt about it. I'm optimistic when I'm looking at the spirit of the soldiers, at the spirit of the low rank commanders, at the spirit of those Jews that saved Israel at the 7th of October. It was not the official army. It was the simple soldiers that ran, and the people, not even soldiers, civilians that saved Israel against all odds. You don't see anything like this in any other nation. It's amazing what we saw. We saw lions led by donkeys. Okay, but lions that are led by donkeys are the strongest lions. This is what we see now. So now we have to tell the donkeys, with all due respect, move away. We have to give our people the right kind of leadership that connected to the Jewish mind, to the Jewish spirit, to the Jewish soul. And Bezrat Hashem, they calling it, the Hamas, Imach Shimam, calls it the war of Al-Aqsa. And I think they're right. It's the war of Beit HaMikdash.
Hello. Thank you very, very much, Moshe Feiglin.
היה מאוד מאוד מעניין.
It was very interesting.